had he been as drawn to a woman like he was to his mystery lady. They agreed on almost everything, and when they disagreed, she stated her opinions clearly and intelligently. Yet, how the devil was he to discover her name and direction? The only idea he could come up with was to offer to escort her to her home tomorrow, provided the weather cleared. But what if she refused? He could follow her. He tossed off the brandy. Somehow, someway, Matt was determined to court her. Grace shut the door of her chamber behind her and leaned against it. For years, Matt Worthington had been nothing more than an infatuation, but now he was rapidly becoming so much more. It had been years since she had allowed herself to feel angry at the hand fate had dealt her. Yet now she could do something just for herself. She would not leave here, leave him, without knowing what it would be like to know joy with a man. What if someone finds out? Everything you've worked for will be for naught, her conscience popped up, just when Grace had thought it had given up. Even with her family around, there were still times when she was so lonely she thought she'd die of it. Not being able to marry was the one thing she had never got over. Am I to have no joy of my own? I just want one night to last me the rest of my life. That's all I'm asking. Wanton! So be it. Her hands trembled and her stomach lurched. If only she wasn't so ignorant. So much for your grand plans, her conscience sneered. You don't have any idea how to go about this. I am sure he'll help. How hard can it be, after all? He'll recognize you. Then where will you be? He won't, other than that one dance, when Lady Bellamy made him ask me. I'm sure he never took a second look at me. I was just one of many girls who came out that year. He certainly did not remember her now. So you say, what if you get with child? Would you cease? It must be fate, after all. What were the odds that we would both be here at the very same time, with no one else in the inn? Wishing she had something nicer to wear, Grace gave up arguing with herself and washed her hands. When she had returned to the parlour, she called for wine. By the time Worthington arrived, she'd calmed her jangled nerves, and her conscience had decided to leave her to go to perdition in her own way. He had changed his linen, but not his suit. I apologize for dining in boots. I do not mind at all. She handed him a glass of claret. As you see, I have no other clothes with me. This was only supposed to be a day trip. I expected to be home as well, and sent my valet ahead with the rest of my kit. He gave a rueful grin. A lesson to me to keep a bag with me. He took a sip. This claret is excellent. Yes, Mr. Brown keeps a well-stocked cellar. She had wanted to confide in Worthington, tell him that her father used to bring them all here because of the quality of the wine, confide the difficulties she was experiencing now. Fortunately, before she revealed too much, the door opened and Mr. Brown entered, followed by one of his sons, both carrying covered trays. The savoury aroma made Matt's stomach rumble. My missus thought you might like a nice cream of mushroom soup to begin. Then we have a haunch of venison with Frenched beans. By the time the man finished, the dishes covered the table and sideboard. And here is a trifle for dessert. Matt offered the lady selections from the offerings before filling his plate. They were silent for a few minutes as they ate. He, because he was ravenous. She simply appeared a bit shy. That was no wonder. She most likely never dined alone with a man before. I must tell you that at first I was not impressed by this inn, but the food and wine make up for it being a bit shabby. I always found the place to be cozy.